Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
All right. Sound good.
Put it up a little more. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
All right, there you go, Jim.
Well, welcome back to Rotary Field in South Windsor. We're here for a matchup between the home team Bristol and the away team Southington. In the last matchup, Southington defeated Waterford 4-1, and Bristol defeated West Hartford 12-3. I'm here with my buddy Nick Lemire. He'll
Jim,
be
how you
doing the
doing?
color, and we're happy to have you here, Nick.
Thanks, Jim. It's nice to be here. It's a beautiful day. Nothing gets better than baseball, right?
Yeah, beautiful day here at Rotary Field as the sun starts to set in. We were here at 1 o'clock for the matchup between Waterford and West Hartford, where Waterford won in the bottom of the 7th inning.
It was such a great game to watch, Jim.
Yeah,
It
a
really
lot
was.
of excitement here, and we're looking forward to this game. On the mound for Bristol is Jaeger Duquette. He's number 16. And Nick, can we get the lineup for Southington?
Absolutely, Jim. Leading off the game, we have number 12, Sean Crean. He's playing left field. Number 14, Jerry Mercier. He's playing third base. Then we have the DH, Kyle Leifert. In number 21, catching, we have Josh Panarella. He's number 7. Playing shortstop, number 8, is Jake Romano. Playing center field is number 2, Brandon Cole. Playing first base, number 13, is Anish Avacha. Playing second, number 3, Connor Patanad. Right field, number 19, Ethan McDonough. And pitching for Southington today is going to be Jason Carr, number 15.
Yeah, so on the field today for Bristol, we have on the mound, as I said, Jaeger Duquette. Behind the plate will be Carson Sassu. From left to right, we have Matt Goulet at third base, Noah Plantamuro at short, Nick Ruffino coming in for injured Evan Bouchard. The St. Paul product, Ryan Green, number 24 at first base. In left field, it'll be Alec DiLoretto, number 14. In center field, Corey Fredette. And in right field, Josh Nohilly. So let's see how Crean decides to start off this game. Yesterday, he was 2 for 2 with a walk. A couple stolen bases, so you know he's got speed here.
I'm sure he'll take any one of those right now, Jim.
Yep. And the first pitch is dropped, ball 1.
Those pass balls, Jim, this is a pretty big backstop considering most, Legion fields.
Yeah, Nick, there's a lot of room down the left and right field line. If you look at the dimensions, we have 335 in left, 400 in center field, and 340 down the right field line. But if there's a foul ball, you got to be going after it if you're a defensive player.
Absolutely.
And the first pitch in there for a strike. They'll even it out 1-1. Yeah, I saw Jaeger Duquette pitch up at Muzzy Field, and he really likes to throw that curveball. High fly ball to center field. That'll be Corey Fredette. We'll mark that down as an F8. So Duquette retires the first batter, and we'll have Jeremy Mercer step up to the plate. Looks down at his third base coach. No signs, just a couple claps of the hands.
At this point, hit the ball.
Yeah. Flying out. Ooh, that drops in. Soft fly ball out to left field. That'll drop in for a single for Jeremy Mercer.
Batting third, number 21, Kyle Leifert.
Now Duquette from the stretch. That's ball 1. Behind the plate, we have Kevin Moreland. Our first base umpire is Dave Bindus, and our second base umpire is Bill Halflin. Duquette tries to pick off at first, dropped by Ryan Green, but no action there.
You know what we saw a lot last game, Jim, was there's a lot of bunt attempts. Is what I noticed. You don't see much of that anymore.
Yeah, a lot of teams here trying to play small ball. You have to move runners over if you're going to try to score. Ball outside, 2-0. And the pitch still lit fair. That'll be called strike on the outside corner. Even it out 2-2. Or 2-1, check that. Nice 2-0 pitch. If you're a batter there, you need to be swinging when you're ahead in the count.
Absolutely, Jim. That would look like a pitch right down the middle.
Ball low. It'll be 3-1.
Doesn't appear like there's going to be any early action stealing here, Jim. Doesn't have
Yeah,
too big of a lead. 3-1 count.
I agree, Nick. 3-1 here. You're going to let the batter hit. You're not trying to leave your... Ooh, and he takes a big cut there, and it'll be a full count. Beautiful skies here at Rotary Field, Nick. If you look out, look at these trees. We got a walkway out there. We even got fans sitting down on the right field line underneath the trees trying to get some shade.
Oh, yeah, it's a hot one out here today, Jim.
That's ripped down the left field line. That could be extra bases. Crean will make it a third. He slides in, and he's safe. That's a double there for the third batter of the game, Kyle Leifert.
That's a huge play right there, Jim. Get the ball down the line, get the man on first over to third.
Yep. And the defending state champs, Southington, already out to a quick start.
Only one out. Plenty of opportunities to bring these two guys in.
Yeah, and you already see the Bristol defense moving up. They're going to try to stop that run at the plate.
Absolutely. They're in a little more than double play position.
So we have 2 hits here early for Southington. Curveball right over the plate. That's strike 1. Duquette not afraid to throw that first pitch curve.
Absolutely not. That's a key pitch if you could throw that first pitch for a strike, especially
Yep.
a curveball.
Trying to keep him off balance. That'll be a fastball low. Even it out 1-1. Ground ball to the second baseman. The runner will hold. Oh, no. He might have caught him. Back to the bag. And he's out. Wow, you're going to have to mark that a fielder's choice for Josh Panarella. For a second, it looked like the second baseman, Ruffino, was going to go to first, but he caught the runner halfway between third and home, and he's thrown out there. You got to think if you're Southington now, that's a huge momentum changer. Now there's 2 outs, and Jake Romano will step up to the plate.
Looks like we got the coach going out there to have some words with the umpire. He obviously thought different on that call.
Yeah, the Southington coaches. We have Mark Vierdame, Josh Makels, Vito Bacuzio, Bob Borkowski, and GM Bob Kalvinick. Check that. And the umpires will not overturn that one. It'll be first and second, 2 outs. The ball's popped up. Center fielder, or the shortstop, left fielder calls him off. Everybody over there, center fielder, shortstop, and left fielder, but the left fielder will finish it off. On that one, there's 2 hits, no errors, no runs, and Bristol out of a quick jam. We'll hear back from you in the bottom of the first.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
America, meet Greg Anderson, served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
I never realized.
We're back here at Rotary Field as Southington takes the field. Nick, can we have that Bristol order?
Absolutely. Batting leadoff, playing shortstop number 3, Noah Plantamuro. Playing center field number 2, Corey Fredette. Playing third base number 10, Matt Gillette. Playing first base number 24, Ryan Green. Playing right field number 20, Josh Nohilly. DHing for today, number 21, Steven Rakowski. Playing left field, number 14, Alec DiLoretto. Playing second base, number 8, Nick Ruffino. Catching behind the plate today, number 1, Carson Sassu. And pitching, which Jimmy already had went through, is Mr. Yeager Duquette.
Yeah, Nick, and for the defense, for Southington, we have Jason Carrar on the mound. He's number 15. Behind the plate is Josh Panarella. From left to right, we have Jeremy Mercer at third, Jake Romano at short, Connor Patinode, and Anish Avancho, who made a great diving play yesterday at first base. And in left field, we have Sean Crean, center field Brandon Cole, and in right field Ethan McDougall.
It's going to be a long day for our friend Josh Panarella behind the plate today. It's awfully hot out there wearing all that gear. Same thing with the home plate umpire.
Yeah, Nick, hot day like today, you just got to stay hydrated, especially the catcher and the umpire with all those pads and you're wearing long pants. It's just brutal. Helmet on.
Absolutely.
Gotta
I
stay,
remember my days umpiring. It would get hot, man.
Yeah. Well, Plantamuro will step in, and he's ready for the first pitch. Carr winds up. Ball low, bounces almost over into our into the press box. The most action we've seen all day.
Jim, that was close.
Yeah,
Had me worried a
don't
little
worry.
bit.
We were ready to go. We're agile as cats up here. As long as it doesn't hit my GoPro camera, which our viewers can see if you're watching live on YouTube.
The odds of that coming in here, Jim, got to be real slim.
Yeah, hit back over the middle. Bobbled, but thrown out. And that's a great play by Jake Romano.
Up next, number 2.
Mark that down as a 6-3. Corey Fredette will step up to the plate as Jason Carrar tries to get comfy here on the mound and get into a rhythm. Third baseman up just in case for a bunt. Everyone else pretty much back on the grass. That ball be low. Ball 1. I've seen this team. This is going to be the 4th time, Nick. A lot of firepower out of this Bristol lineup. When they get going, there's no one else like them. And we'll have to see what they can do today. But this is going to be a great matchup between Southington and Bristol. And the pitch. Fouled off into the fence. Shakes our GoPro camera. It'll be 2-1.
You got to give credit to you, Jim, climbing up on the fence there, trying to adjust the camera for this second game.
Oh, Nick, you should have seen yesterday. The wind was knocking it over. Foul balls. I'm running down there. The fans were like, oh, we knew you were coming down after that one. But let's hope it stays in place. That ball's ripped past the third baseman. That'll be a single for Corey Fredette. And the second man is on
Batting
for
third
Bristol.
Number 10, Mac Goulet.
Matt Goulet will step up to the plate.
That was a nice try by the third baseman there, laying out for that. Just past his glove.
Yeah, great effort there.
Yep.
Not a big lead there for Det.
He's going to give the batter a chance to move him over.
That'll be ball low, fastball. Carr there, though, he's got some height. You could tell he's lengthy. That's what you want if you're a pitcher.
Yeah, you get that long stride.
Scooped up by the catcher. That's Josh Panarella. Ball 2. It's 2-0. If you're the hitter here, though, you got to be ready. You got to think
You got to be thinking. You got to be thinking a pitch.
fastball.
Yeah, fastball, middle in. And if it's a breaking ball and you don't like it, you got 2 balls on you right now.
Yep. And that'll be ball low, 3-0.
Got to assume he'd be taken here. I saw him look down at the third base coach and nod his head.
Yeah, you do not want to be giving up freebies here. Our mentor Don Boyle down in Seppa Field always likes to call this the automatic strike. He thinks you should just give it to the batter. It should be 3-1,
Yeah,
which there it is. Now
that's
it's 3-1.
it's a pretty good philosophy. It tends to work every time, right?
Yeah.
Save the pitcher's pitch count.
And Carr there trying to pick off. Fredette dives back. And the 3-1 pitch here as Carr looks in. And that's ball 4 outside. And Matt Goulet will be the second base runner today for Bristol. And the big St. Paul product, Ryan Green, will step up to the plate. Not the person you want to see with runners in scoring position.
No, Jim, 1 out. You got the big man up at the plate. Plenty of room out there in the outfield. Center fielder looks like he's playing a little shallow.
Yeah, that left fielder, though, you go see him, he's pretty deep. Not trying to let anything go over. And that's ball low. Carr not being able to find a strike right now. He's got to bear down. He looks in. The 1-0 pitch. Another one. 2-0. Fastball low.
He's missing a lot of his pitches low so far today, Jim.
Yeah, now if I'm coaching, I'd want my catcher to go out there and really talk to him. 2-0. You really don't want another ball here and leave it 3-0. That's ripped to the shortstop. Dives, bobbles it.
He's gonna have
Let's
to
see how they mark that, the official scorer.
I would assume that would be an error, Jim.
Yep.
Yep, they did.
And that'll be an E6 if you're marking it. If you like to keep score at home.
You know, Jim, as a kid, I used to keep a scorebook at home when I watched the pros play. Just
Really?
something to do, keep you in the game. You pay attention a little bit. You learn situations.
You know, shortstop there, Jake Romano. You have to say that was a hard ball hitting to the hole, but he just needed to backhand that and toss it to second base. Get that quick out. It looked like he almost looked to third, was like, I'm going to go there.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
there was no way you were making that throw to first,
Yep.
even though you had the slow Ryan Green. But now Josh Nohilly, who has been hot this whole tournament, the big lefty, will come up now. The pitch. First cut, swing on and miss. It's 0-1.
That was a big cut there, Jim. That ball was going to go a little ways, huh?
Yeah, and with only 1 out here, Nick, you got to think, if you're Nohilly, you're trying to hit this ball to the outfield. You need to get a run in
You got to
here.
get that ball up in the air, get it out far.
And he'll step out of the plate, reset.
He's got a great pair of socks on today, too, Jim, huh?
Yeah, he's been wearing those throughout the entire tournament, those American flag socks. And that ball will be outside. The catcher looks down at third base, forces him to go back. Yeah, funny story. When we were watching him at Muzzy Field, Nohilly got hit by the ball. got hit in the foot, and he dropped to the ground, and he started doing push-ups. And Riles was like, I've never seen this before. I go, Riles, he's just letting us know he's okay.
Yes, sir.
And he hopped right back up. Pretty cool, though. And Carr pitching him outside. That's a swing and a miss. Count will be 1-2.
He's taking some big cuts there. Got to try to go opposite field on that pitch outside there.
Yeah, he'll dig in
Throw
with
your hands
that
up.
open stance. He's trying to throw him outside. You're right. He's got to go the other way with it. A lot of room down that left field line. And that's ripped to the second baseman. He'll only have one play. And they'll try to double him up. They'll force him out at second. That'll be a fielder's choice, and the run will score from third.
Now batting, number 21. Steve.
Goulet will advance to... Is that Goulet? Yeah, Goulet will advance to third. Green was thrown out at second on the fielder's choice. And Steven Warkowski, the DH, will step in here with first and third, 2 outs.
It's a big first run. It's always important. If you could score early, especially in the first inning, and hold your opponent to nothing.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of game left, Nick, as we saw in that
Absolutely.
last one. These teams are fighting for a chance to move on to Massachusetts, Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, for the American Legion tournament.
Foul that ball back there. They got a great little playground over there too, Jim, huh?
Yeah, if you're a kid, you got to be watching out. You have to have a parent over there to make sure you don't get hit by a foul
Yeah.
ball.
Even the skate park there, get that baseball stuck on your skateboard.
Yep, little half pipe out there.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's picked off. I can't believe the runner's not going towards home right now. No, Hilly in the rundown.
Oh, he
Wow, and a
Wow, they-
diving
saved it
tag.
first.
That Jake Romano, the shortstop. Carr out of the inning by picking off No Hilly. They're going to try to ask if the run is score. No run. I cannot believe
He waited
that
so long.
Goulet waited so long after he got picked off to run home. Because that's all they needed was to score the run before the tag came in.
Yeah.
So, as they argue it out, I'll run it over. There were 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 run scored for Bristol, and they take a 1-0 lead. And we'll be back after these messages.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
America, meet Greg Anderson, served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to
And we're back here as Bristol takes a 1-0 lead. And the first pitch from Jaeger Duquette is a curveball. Duquette, sorry about that, is strike 1. And Brandon Cole step into the plate. Another curveball, wide outside, evens the count 1-1. Yeah, and we were really talking that play over it. It almost looked like Matt Goulet got caught up as the ball goes in for a low ball. He just stood on third base and waited until
Not
a
exactly
couple
sure what he was
seconds,
waiting for there.
and the home plate umpire came over and said he was a couple steps away. Oh, and it's hit off the batter. And that'll be a hit by pitch.
Guess that's why a lot of these young men here are wearing those elbow guards now.
Number 13.
Yeah, Nick, I don't know if you ever wore one when you played.
I did not.
I know, that was something that you never really thought
No.
about, and now you're starting to see all these guys wear all these pads on the shin guards and on their elbow, really to protect themselves when they're hitting. And you start to think, if we had those, maybe we would have been a little more aggressive. at the
Maybe, yeah.
plate. Ooh, and it looks like it almost hits him again. Ball one inside. And that's huge here for Southington, getting that leadoff guy on. You never want to put that on. We like to call that the cardinal sin. And that ball will be hits the outside corner for strike one. It's 1-1, no outs. Curveball popped up to center field. That'll be Corey Fredette on the catch. F8.
Up next, number 3, Connor Pathano.
Connor Pathano will step up to the plate. He's the lefty. You gotta watch out for a bunt here. You see the third baseman, Matt Goulet, move up on the grass. And that'll break in there for a strike. 0-1. Jaeger Duquette from the set. Short lead at first base. He'll come settled. And the pitch. Ball outside. 1-1. Duquette tries to pick off, and it's not close as Cole dives back to the bag.
Not a big lead over there. It shouldn't be too much of a concern.
And that's ripped into right field. No hill, he'll grab it and hit the second baseman on the cutoff. And Southington with the first two guys on.
Up next, number 19.
That's a great job of
Ethan
going,
McDonough.
taking that pitch where it was pitched, right over the second baseman's head.
Yeah, the left-handed hitter hitting that ball right in front of the right fielder.
Little inside pitch there.
And now we'll have Ethan McDougall. He'll come up to the plate. That's hit to the third baseman. You got to think he's going to hit the bag and across the diamond. He's off the bag. Ryan Green makes a great play at it. Almost a double play there, so you're going to have to call that a fielder's choice.
It's a great job at the first baseman coming off the bag there to get that ball, because like we were talking about earlier, Jim, there's a ton of foul space over
A
there.
lot of room, and you got to think if that ball gets by him, he might score from second base.
Absolutely.
So we'll have two outs here, and the leadoff batter, Sean Crean, will step up to the plate as the batting order turns over here. Down the right field line, and it's foul. No hill, he won't even make an effort after it. I actually saw at Muzzy Field, ball went down the right field line, and it was a fair ball, and it went into the bullpen, and there were a couple chairs. And No Hilly had to go underneath the chair and grab the ball, which slowed him down from getting the ball. And then after he threw the ball on, he started grabbing the chairs and throwing them over the fence. It was unbelievable. And Duquette there tries to pick off, but weird little thing out in the bullpen.
And Jim, I could be wrong, but I believe that should be called a dead ball anytime the ball gets hung up on any foreign object.
Yeah, the umpire did not call it there. He check swings, and they're going to call that a strike. Crean will be in the hole 0-2 here. So Southington with first and second. It looked like with no outs they were going to get something done, but now behind in the count. Fouled off the plate, and it'll still be 0-2.
Duquette's, he's hanging in there, Jim. Just like you said, you had first and second, no outs. Duquette has pitched the most innings in this tournament so far, at 33 and a third.
That's the season.
It's the whole season.
Yeah. So he is one of their best pitchers for Bristol here. And the home plate umpire will ask Dave Bindis down on the first baseline, and that's strike 3. And you just see how this Bristol team, they fight.
They do, Jim. They
And
definitely do.
Southington had him on the ropes there. After this break, Bristol still leads 1-0. We're heading into the bottom of the second after these important messages.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
The American Legion, we're a
And we're back here in the bottom of the 7th. Southington takes the field as Jason Carrar tries to get back into that groove. He's stranded only 1 hit, 1 run scored with 1 error. Stephen Workowski will step up to the plate. He was left at the plate on that weird pickoff that ended the bottom of the first.
Did you see that throw from Panarella there, Jim, from his knees in the
No.
warm-ups to second base?
Gunned it down.
Threw it on a line.
Nice.
Guys on the base pads are going to have to...
haven't seen any stolen
pay attention.
bases yet, so. Workowski dribbles it. Foul. It'll be 0-1.
Got to give credit to the volunteers, Jim, that were taking care of the field before this game, watering it down, making it perfect condition for these players.
Yeah, Nick, this South Windsor Legion has so much pride in their field, and, you know, they do the omens work. We were down in Naugatuck High School the other day, and Trumbull and Naugatuck played the first game, and Naugatuck needed to win. They lost to Trumbull, so it pushed it to the if game. And by that second game, there was a crater in that right-hander's batter's box. And
Yeah,
that is not what you want. And as you said, they watered it down, raked it, made the mound perfect.
Yep.
As you can imagine, there's going to be a big ditch.
Yep.
And the count's 1-2 here to Workowski, but it is unbelievable what they do here. Great facility. And that ball's hitting the hole, and it'll be off Jake Romano's glove. That was a tough one there. We'll see how they mark that one.
That was a tough play, Jim. You're
I
right.
imagine that's going to be a single. Yeah, they're going to give him the hit there.
Yeah.
And Workowski gets the lead-off single. Alec DiLoretto, the left fielder, he'll step into the plate here. You got to think they might bunt here. Workowski, no lead there, as doesn't look like he has much speed. Ball outside, 1-0. Yeah, Workowski hit that ball in the hole. The third baseman and the shortstop both looked like they were going to have a tough play on that one. And a swing and a miss evens it out 1-1. So Bristol leads 1-0 on 2 hits and 1 error. Carr settles, throws the pitch. Curveball hit to right field, taken the other way. The right fielder backpedals a little bit. That's Ethan McDonnell, and he catches the ball. That'll be an F9 if you're keeping score at home.
You know, Jim, although he didn't get a hit off of that, he did exactly what he's supposed to do. Curveball pitched outside. He went opposite way.
Yeah, he took that ball the other way. And Nick Ruffino, who came in yesterday in the middle of the game after Evan Bouchard stumbled over the first base bag and got injured for the rest of the tournament, he'll step up to the plate. And it's hit over the middle. It could be a double play. He steps on the bag. Romano on to first, and that's a 6-3 double play. And they're out of that inning. And just like that, we're on to the top of the third inning. Bristol leads 1-0, and we'll be back after these messages.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Look for ways to support their families and thank them for their sacrifices. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice.
And we're back here at Rotary Field where Bristol has a 1-0 lead.
Leading off is Southington, and 14, Jeremy.
Southington will bring up number 14, Jeremy Mercer. He's the third baseman. And Southington really looking to get something started here. Last inning they left 2 guys on, and let's see if they can fight back here. You gotta think the defending state champ Southington will not go down without a fight.
Absolutely not, Jim. They just got to get into a rhythm, get some base hits out there.
But Jaeger Duquette here not giving any freebies really besides that one-hit batter to start off the last inning.
Yeah, Jim.
That'll be ball low, evens count 1-1.
Yeah, hasn't walked a guy yet today.
That ball's fouled off into fair territory. See if Green can make a play. No, Hilly gets it, and he calls off Green and catches the ball. That'll be an F9. What a play there by No Hilly going to get that one. Like we said, there's a lot of room down these left and right field lines for foul balls. Kyle Liefert will step up to the plate. He's the DH. He doubled his last time up.
Yeah, Jim, any questionable ball down the lines in foul territory, you got to do full sprint towards that ball.
That curveball being for a strike, and yeah, Nick, we've seen it throughout this tournament up here at Rotary Field. That extra effort goes a long way. And the pitch, swung on and a miss. It'll give the batter 0-2 count. If you're the pitcher, you're not trying to give him anything good here. You know the batter's 0-2. He's going to be swinging at anything close. You need a good waste pitch here. And that ball be hitting the gap between the second baseman and first baseman. No Hilly will look at first, but then throw it over to second base.
Broken bat there, Jim.
Yeah, that'll be a broken bat base hit for Kyle Liefert. He's 2 for 2 on the day.
Catcher was set up outside. Pitcher hit his mark, just a great.
That's exactly what I said, though. You do not want to leave that ball over the plate for an aggressive 0-2 hitter.
Yep, that was a little too close there.
And Josh Panarello will stop in with his bandana hanging behind his baseball helmet. And that curveball be in there for a strike. 0-1, and Duquette just laying in those curveballs. for a first pitch. You got to think if you're Southington, you're going to have to pick up on that sooner or later.
There it
Swung
is
on
again.
and missed.
Yeah, Jim.
0-2.
He's getting that curveball to drop in there perfectly, keeping the batters questioning.
It's nothing like a good curveball.
Yeah, it might even be like a little bit of a slider there. There's not a ton of north to south break on that.
Yeah, you really don't want that 12-6. You want that ball moving like it's going to hit you and then go right over the plate. And that'll be a ball outside as he wastes that one, 1-2.
See, Jim, you start him off with 2 curveballs, and now you throw a fastball outside, hopefully get him swinging.
Yeah, you're trying to keep these batters off balance here. And Leifert will take a short lead there at first. He hops off the bag, and that's ball 2 outside. Evens the count 2-2.
His secondary, though, there, Jim, he's getting out there pretty good. You got to assume that, any ball that's past the catcher, within close proximity, he's probably going to go.
Yeah, great secondary lead there. He's hopping off the bag. And that ball's hitting the gap. Whoa, a diving catch there by Corey Fredette. And he tries to double him up. And he will.
Wow.
He throws him out, and that's a double play. Great scoop by Ryan Green. And if you're Southington, you're just shocked by that one. He was standing on second base, thought that ball was going to drop because that ball was in the gap. What a play by Corey Fredette. We're going to mark that one down as an F8-3. Double play. And when we look back at this game, what will we say about that play?
Oh, Jim,
Just
that was
holding on for dear life.
very strong throw from the outfield there.
So Bristol still leads 1-0. And we'll be back after these important messages.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
America, meet Greg Anderson, served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas.
And we're back here at Rotary Field as Jason Carrar takes the mound. Bristol come up and they'll lead off with their ninth batter, Carson Sassu, followed by Noah Plantamuro, the leadoff, and Corey Fredette, who just made that great play out in left center field. Bristol leads here from that first run they got in the first inning, which was a base hit, a walk, an error by the shortstop, and then a fielder's choice, which got them their 1-0 lead. As both pitchers here, Nick, today, pitching great.
Absolutely, Jim. I don't even think there's only one walk in today's game so far. So
Yeah, one walk by Carrar and then one hit batter by Duquette. Other than that, no freebies. So this is going to be a pitcher's duel today as Carson Sassu steps up to the plate. And I'll tell you this, Nick, after watching this Bristol team, you never know if Sassu's going to bunt or not. He's almost like that second leadoff batter.
it's always good to have a guy on your team that can, hit at the bottom of the lineup.
Look, and he shows the bunt, and he pulls it back. That'll be ball 1. As Anish moves up at first base and Jeremy Mercer on the grass. That'll be ball low, 2-0. Sassu just getting in the pitcher's head there by showing bunt that first pitch as he falls behind 2-0. Nick, this is where I like to say if you're a batter, you need to be as aggressive as you're going to get here because you know if it's 3-0, you're going to lay off it. And he fake bunts again, and it's 3-0.
It's only the second time in the game so far that he's gone down on a batter and 3-0 there.
Yeah, so we'll see what he does here. We'll see if we get that automatic strike that we like to talk about.
We'll have to see, Jim.
And that'll be a fastball for a strike as Sassu almost shows like he's going to bunt but doesn't even put it out there. Moves his hands up the grip of the bat. And Sassu will step in there for a 3-1 count.
The fans seemed a little upset about that call, Jim. I can hear them yelling down in the stands.
And now that's another strike for a fastball, and it's 3-2. Counts evened up. Full.
It's a good comeback here for Krar.
And he loses them, ball outside, and that'll be a walk for Carson Sassu. And, you know, that's that cardinal sin. You never want to walk the leadoff batter, and now you get turned over to the top of the order, and you're going to leave it to Noah Plantamuro, who's been hot this entire tournament. So number 3, the shortstop, Noah Plantamuro, comes into the batter's box. You know Carson Sassu has speed at first, so if you're Carr here, you need to watch him.
Yeah, he grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning there.
Look, Noah Plantamuro shows bunt, pulls it back. Sassu throws it. Oh, and he's safe. Josh Panarella, check that. Throws it from his knees. Had Sassu caught halfway. The throw was there, but bounces and gets away from the second baseman, and Sassu will be in scoring position.
Panarella even double pumped there. Still almost got him from his knees.
Yeah. And I told you, Sassu, he's very aggressive out there on those bases, and now Bristol looking to score again with a runner in scoring position.
Let's see if that aggressiveness can get them a run.
Plantamuro grab some dirt and get back into that batter's box, trying to get a better grip on this hot day. Let's see if they try to bunt here again. 0-1. Krar looks in. He does show bunt right away, but then pulls it back, ball outside, evens the count 1-1. The first baseman, Anish, with nobody at first, comes up on the grass. Shows bunt again, Plantamuro, but pulls it back. Skips it, and great block there by Panarella.
That is a great block, Jim. I'm watching the second baseman here. If that first baseman's going to come in and charge the ball, he's got to get over to first base to cover that bag.
Yeah, it does not look like they have the defensive lineup that they want set up here. And you're right, Nick. If that ball gets hit to the guy at first, who's covering first base? Plantamuro squares, but then pulls back. And he drops one in there for strike 2. It's 2-2. So Sassu's walk and then stolen base leaves him at second. We have no outs for Plantamuro. It's 2-2. Krar looks in, gets the pitch. Plantamuro puts up that right hand and calls time. And you know that we don't see that very often anymore, Nick. You take that hand off the bat, you better make sure you're getting time, because if that pitcher throws the ball, what do you do with one hand on the bat?
Yep, I always stood in the box until I heard time. You get guys that start backing out of the box. As an umpire, I used to sometimes not give that call, depending on how the pitcher was.
That fastball's inside. That'll leave it a full count here for Plantamuro. But yeah, Nick, you're right. How do you know if the umpire, if he doesn't call time, you leave the box or take your hand off the bat?
Yeah.
That could be the worst case scenario. Sassu, look at him. He's looking in over there at second base, hoping that Plantamuro puts it somewhere here. Plantamuro fouls it off, and that's way out of play. It'll go off that indoor batting cage they have up here at South Windsor. Unbelievable facilities. And when we were coming in the other day, I told Riles, I was like, let me go in there. I want to take a peek at this.
Yeah.
You know, you go in there and you got all these young American Legion baseball players in there trying to get extra reps, hitting. They got 2 cages in there, all AstroTurf, and it's unbelievable. The pitch. Back to the pitcher, slow roller. He checks him, and that's a 1-3. That's the worst case scenario there if you're Planta Murrow. The only place you don't want to hit it is back to the pitcher as he checks Sassu back to second. And there'll be 1 out here for Bristol as Corey Fredette steps up to the plate.
You know, Jim, talking about the batting cages, indoor facility, that's key in the wintertime, especially being up here in the Northeast. You know, a lot of teams don't get that opportunity to go and get extra at-bats. You know?
Yeah, Nick, and you got to think they got to be turning on that heat in the winter. No one likes to hit a baseball when it's cold.
Nope. Hopefully they have some sort of fans in there for on days like today, though.
Yeah. That ball will be up. Ball 1 to Fredette. Hit to the shortstop. Sassu will have to hold. And Anish whips it back to second. And Sassu still on second base after 2 ground balls. Mark that one a 6-3 if you're keeping score at home. And Matt Goulet, the 3rd batter of the order, will come up here.
You know, you get that runner moved over to second base, no outs.
You got to hit the ball to the right side.
Absolutely.
And back to the pitcher and to the shortstop does not help out Bristol here when it looked like they had a runner in scoring position with no outs. Now they're down to 2. We're down to 1 out. They have 2 outs. And Goulet will let that one go by him, ball 1. Goulet walked on his last at bat. He's 0 for 0. Fouled off over our press box. That'll even the count 1-1.
He walked on 4 pitches last at bat, Jim. So, swinging the bat this time.
Yeah, he's been much more aggressive. Yesterday he was 2 for 4 with a single and a double RBI. That ball's hit out to right field. The right fielder comes on, and that'll be Ethan McDougall. He catches that one and retires the Bristol order. So, Bristol still leads going into the top of the 4th, 1-0 on 2 hits and 1 error. We'll be back after these important messages.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Look for ways to support their families and thank them for their sacrifices. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out how you can help. The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out more.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out how you can help.
And
we're back here at Rotary Field as Southington will come up in the top of the 4th. They'll lead off with Jake Romano, the shortstop, Brandon Cole, the center fielder, and Anish Avancha, the first baseman. Southington really looking to even the score here, as the last couple innings they've left base runners on.
This bottom half of the lineup last time, Jim, only 1 hit.
Duquette looks in. Curveball. Hit the center field. That's tailing away from the center fielder, but Corey Fredette all over it. Mark that in F8.
Brandon Cole.
It's good contact.
Yeah, and if you're a pitcher and you're worrying about your pitch count, that's one pitch and one out.
Yes.
The pitch count here for American Legion is 105. In high school, it's 110. That's ball outside, and it gets past the catcher.
No, Jim, you'd think American Legion, they'd give you a little more pitches than high school would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but you know why I think they do it, Nick? It's because you think about it. Your most important, let's be honest, your most important season is for the team that you play for on your high school. And I'm not saying American Legion isn't important, but if you're throwing a lot of pitches, which it's 110, they want to cut it down for the summer to save those guys' arms. Because you have to imagine these pitchers pitched all year during high school.
Very true, Jim. You bring up a really good point.
Yeah, and the weird rule is in high school, it's 25 pitches, and you could pitch the next day. In Legion, it's 30 pitches. So they do give them 5 more pitches, and that ball's popped up, and Hillia called off the right fielder, and he catches that for the second out of the inning. So they give you 5 more if you pitch one day.
Yep.
So it's the opposite. So if you're going to pitch 30 pitches, then you could pitch the next day. But in high school, it's only 25. But you would think maybe they should just do it the same as it is in high school. If it's okay with the high school, why wouldn't it be okay with American Legion?
Yeah.
You know, they want to have a little bit of different rules. And there's another rule that in American Legion where you can only DH for the pitcher, which we had a little discrepancy the other day with a lineup in the Trumbull-Naugatuck game. But that ball will be put in for strike 1 for Anish Avancha. And that's called on the outside corner, 0-2 to Anisha. And Duquette really getting into a rhythm now. These Southington batters falling behind in counts.
They are, Jim.
That ball's grounded to the second baseman. That'll be Nick Ruffino. And he's on to first base to Ryan Green. Mark that a 4-3, and Bristol out of that inning very quickly, and they'll be up to bat again in the bottom of the 4th. And we'll be back after these important messages.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation.
And we're back. Bristol will be bringing up the 4-batter, Ryan Green, the 5th batter, Josh Nohilly, and the 6th batter, Stephen Workowski, as Bristol tries to gain a little more insurance after having a 1-0 lead since the first inning. And they've put up zeros after that. Bristol, 1 run, 2 hits on 1 error. Southington, no runs, 4 hits on no errors. And that's kind of crazy if you think about it, Nick. Southington with 4 hits, and they're down 1-0.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of when I was in the state championship. We actually had more hits than the other team, Montville, but we lost on a sac fly.
Yep.
Leading off,
It's crazy.
First baseman, Ryan
walks will do that. There was a walk in that first inning to Bristol there. Gave him that base runner who
Yeah,
eventually ended up
single,
scoring.
A walk, an error, and then a fielder's
Yeah.
choice. That error really hurt them, which was Ryan Green last time. That's how he reached. So he's 0 for 1 on the day. That ball was low. It'll be 1-0 to Green. Carrar, though, pitching almost a perfect game. Only 2 hits given up.
Yeah.
That swung on and missed. That'll even the count 1-1. But like I said, that one error really hurts you.
It always comes back to bite you.
Fouled off into the backstop chain link fence, and that'll rattle our GoPro camera that our viewers are looking at. What a great day for American Legion baseball on this Sunday. Where would you rather be?
Overlooking a beautiful field, a pretty good baseball game. It's a little warm out there, but it's better than playing at 30 degrees, right, Jim?
Yeah, and that ball be hitting the gap between the third baseman and shortstop, and it gets through as Jeremy Mercer dives for it, and Green will start off the inning with a base hit. And that's the St. Paul product who
Batting next, the right fielder.
he never disappoints. He's 1 for 2 on the day, and the left-hander Josh Noailly will be up.
That's a huge leadoff hit there, Jim. You're up 1-0. You'd like to get some more insurance runs.
Yep. You cannot let the former state champions of the Legion, Southington, hang in there. And Noailly will show bunt. He'll pop it up down the left field line, and Mercier, great effort. And that'll drop for strike 1.
That was great hustle by Mercier there. You saw it in his face. He's like, I'm going to catch this ball.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just a little too far.
The first game that I did for the American Legion was up at Muzzy Field. It was Bristol versus East Hartford, Manchester, and Bristol was down the entire game. They went into the bottom of the 7th, down 4-3, and it actually started off with this combination. Green hit a ball back past the pitcher for a single, and then Noailly bunted it past the pitcher, and they started it up. So you got to imagine these two together. He bunts
There you
again.
go, Jim. You
and
just called it.
he's going to move the runner. Oh, he throws it and gets Green out at second. Wow. What a great play by Jeremy Mercer. You can mark that 5-6. And now Noailly will be on first. Mark that a 5-6 fielder's choice.
Number 21, Stephen Rakowski.
Workowski will step up to the plate. He's the DH. Also one of their closers who we might see if it's a 1-0 game in the 7th.
Jim, you just called that scenario, like you said. They did it a couple days ago.
They try to do that small ball. If you scout this team, and the ball's hit to the right fielder, and he's caught by Ethan McDougall.
Number 14, the left fielder, Alec.
And now Bristol down to 2 outs when it looked like they had a leadoff guy on and trying to move the guy over the bunt. Alec DiLoretto, the left fielder, is stepping to the plate. You got to think Noailly is being a little conservative here after being picked off. Ground ball to the third baseman. Mercier backhands it on to first, and he's out.
What a play.
Great play.
What a play. Threw across the body. First baseman picked the ball at first base.
And Southington not backing down. So they're retired. Bristol still up on 1 run, 1 hit. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. And we'll go to the top of the 5th with Southington looking to tie this game up after these important messages.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
And we're back here with my buddy Nick Lemire at Rotary Field. And Nick, this one has been a pitcher's duel.
It really has, Jim. You know, only 1 run scored, and that was in the first inning.
Ooh, and it's hit back at the pitcher. Gets by Duquette. And that'll be Connor Pantanode, who gets the leadoff single. And he's 2 for 2 on the day. And just as we said it,
The right fielder, Ethan McDonough.
Southington has a guy on. And it looks like the Bristol coach will come out and have a little conference here. That'll be Jerry LaPenta, I think. And now with the 9th batter up, you gotta think they might bunt here. Possibly. Last time up Ethan McDougall. I've just been saying his name wrong the whole night, I think.
I believe it's McDonough, Jim.
McDonough?
I believe so.
McDonough?
McDonough.
McDonough?
McDonough, yeah, I think.
McDonough, Ethan McDonough, McDonough or whatever. Sorry, Ethan, if you're listening to this later on tonight, we apologize. But he hit into a fielder's choice his last time up, and after he comes up, we're going to see Sean Crean in the top of the order for Southington. And that curveball, Duquette, he's just not afraid. That goes in for strike 1. Third baseman Matt Goulet is up on the grass. Ball inside. It'll even the count 1-1. Green holds Pantanode.
Small lead over there at first, Jim.
And that curveball in for a strike. Looks like Ethan is very upset about that call. 1-2. Nothing you could do about that, though.
Just get in there, protect the plate, put the ball in play, move your runners over.
Swung on and missed. That's a big K there for Duquette.
Leadoff hitter. Southington, number 12, Sean Crean.
It's his second strikeout of the game, Jim. You know, we were saying this is a pretty good pitcher's duel. They are giving up some base runners, but not really able to capitalize.
Yeah, Nick, you know, when that first guy gets on, it really, really, really lowers your self-esteem, and then he just comes back with that K. And that ball's hit to the right fielder. No hill, he's on it. Almost gets over his head, but he catches that one, and Sean Crean will be retired on a first pitch, 1 out, hit to the right fielder.
Jeremy Mercier.
And Jeremy Mercier will step up. He's 1 for 2 on the day, and he's just showing off that leather at third base today, Nick. Unbelievable, right?
Oh, man, he's making plays, you know, and he's throwing across his body right to the first baseman's chest. Watching him in his warm-ups before the inning starts, and that kid has a really good arm over there at third base.
He stands tall in that batter's box, and Duquette will throw that curveball outside, 1-0. You know, again, Duquette, Jaeger Duquette, he has just been able to get those outs. You know, you think with the leadoff guy coming on with no outs, and now we're sitting here with 2 outs. And it's ripped into the gap between third base and shortstop. And the runner looked like he was going to go, but he's back to second base. And that's a huge hit for Jeremy Mercier, and he's 2 for 3 on the day. And now your 3-batter, Kyle Leifert, will come up, who he's 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a single. And Southington really putting on the pressure with 2 outs here, this Bristol defense, Nick.
Oh, yeah, Jim. You know, with 2 outs, it's difficult to get your batters to come through and, you know, get your base hit. But it looks like they're starting to get things together here. I wouldn't be surprised if the ball gets hit in the gap.
That's fouled off down the right field line. Will they have room? No, and no, Hilly chases after it as it bounced over the right field fence, and the fan tosses into no hill. He barehands it and chucks it back to the Southington bench.
Got like that little warning track there down the line.
Yeah. And the count will be 0-1 to the 3-batter, Kyle Leifert, who's been perfect today, 2 for 2 at the plate. He's the DH. Oh, and they try to pick off as he spin moves the second. And Connor Pantanode, he'll just stand there. He doesn't even go back to the bag as no one covered second base. Ball low, evens the count 1-1.
Like you said before, Jim, you know, he's 2 for 2 on the day. He's the DH. He's doing his job.
Yeah. You got to think if a ball gets hit out to the outfield, they're going to be shooting home. And it gets past Sassu, and they'll advance.
All right, Jim.
We're going to have to call that a pass ball, I'm
I
assuming.
believe so. Not even sure if it hit the dirt.
So the runners will advance to second and third on a pass ball. And the count's 2-1, 2 outs, and Southington knocking at the door with 2 runners in scoring position with the DH up, Kyle Leifert.
This is the spot that you want to be in if you're Southington right now, Jim.
Yeah, Duquette looks in and the pitch. And it's popped up to center field. You got to think Corey Fredette, that's his easiest one today. And he catches it and ends the inning. And Southington again knocking at the doors, but no runs on 6 hits and no errors. Bristol still leads 1-0 on 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. And we'll be back after these important American Legion messages.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
America, meet Greg Anderson. Served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
I never realized how much
And we're back here in the bottom of the 5th. Bristol leads 1-0 on 3 hits and 1 error. And when you look up at that scoreboard, Nick, and you see Southington has double the hits that Bristol has, you really got to think, what is this Bristol team doing to keep this 1-0 lead?
I know, Jim. It's not often do you see that. You know, a team that has more hits has no runs.
Swung on and missed. And that's Nick Ruffino, who actually, we heard, took a flight in from Bradley Airport yesterday, drove straight to this game yesterday. Oh, and he's hit it right up the middle. Wow. And you hear those Bristol fans cheering for Ruffino as he is not their usual starter at second base. So the story is he just got back from vacation. His parents drove him right here yesterday, and as soon as he got here, within 5 minutes, Bouchard steps on first, hurts his ankle, and they have to put in Ruffino. And he's been flawless ever since.
Can't make this stuff up, Jim.
No, you can't. He leads off this inning with a hit, and now you got Carson Sassu as they have a little offensive conference here between head coach Jerry LaPenta, and Sassu has been known to bunt. As you see, Jeremy Mercer, the Southington third baseman move up on the grass. Not sure about Ruffino's speed, but he looks like he can run a little bit. As the middle infielders play at double play depth, and Anish holds the runner.
Not a huge lead over at first. Big
Ooh.
secondary lead right there as the catcher tries to throw him out.
Yeah, that was a great throw there by Panarella. He tries to throw the ball to Anish and get the leadoff batter out. But that will be ball 1 to Sassu as he looks to bunt here.
Ruffino's got to be careful at first base.
And he bunts it down the right field line. It's wow. I just got choked up talking about that. The pitcher dives for it down the right field line. He misses it. And Sassu's in safe. And Ruffino will be safe at second. What a play there, Nick.
Jim, I'm not sure that... Oh, here comes Coach.
You got to wonder if Carr is okay. He dove for that. Looked like his shoulder. He's all dirty. He drops his glove. And they'll come out. The umpire and the head coach will come out to talk. And now Bristol with runners on first and second, no outs.
I don't think that's how they would have written that story, Jim. But, hey, however you could get men on base.
Right? That was unbelievable. I didn't believe it happened at first. I thought he caught it.
Yeah.
But then it snuck right underneath him.
I'm thinking he landed on the ball after he dove. Maybe he hurt his stomach or something. Little wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, and he just looks upset, too.
Yeah. He knows he could have made that play, but very good effort.
And Sassu, he's just unbelievable. Now let's see how they mark it. They're going to mark that a hit, too.
Yeah, they are. Look at that, huh? That was a tough play.
So a single up the middle for Ruffino, and then a bunt down the right field line as Anish was holding the runner at first. So that was Carr's move to the left side of the infield as the third baseman was up. And now you have your leadoff batter, Noah Plantamuro, who leads the team in hits, I'm pretty sure. I think he has... No, he has 20... What is it? Hits? Maybe not. Plantamuro is unbelievable at the plate, though. Oh, he shows bunt, and Anish moves up.
Oh, these are the pitching
That's
statistics,
the pitching
Jim.
statistics. I'm going, what is this? I knew he was... That was strike 1. Shows bunt. He bunts it back to the pitcher. Anish grabs it, no play at third, and he'll get the play to first as the second baseman, Connor Pantanode, he's covering first, and that'll be a fielder's choice. And now Bristol now has second and third, 1 out.
That's a huge play, Jim. You know, that's a great job by the batter there. Move your runners over. 1 out, man up second and third. Great opportunity to score some runs.
Yeah, I'm going, what the heck? What I was trying to say, though, Plantamuro has 23 hits on the year. He's one of their best hitter, and they lay down the bunt, and he gets a great sack bunt there. That's ball outside as Corey Fredette, the center fielder who's been all over the field today, steps in. So Bristol playing that small ball, and all you need here is a ball to the outfield. It's inside, thrown down the third base line. Wow, and the Southington catcher, that's Josh Panarella, throws out Sassu at third base. And you got to
I think that was Ruffino, Jim, at third base, no?
Oh, yeah, Ruffino. Sorry, check that, Nick. Thank you.
And, you know, I was about to mention that when he was on first, you know, the catcher threw the ball down there after that large secondary lead.
Yeah.
And you can't get picked off there as that leadoff guy. You're on base.
Yep.
And now it just happened at third base.
And now it takes away the sac fly, so you're not going to be able to score there.
And 2 outs
Head
now.
coach Jerry LaPenta was shaking his head. And that ball will be a strike. That was our automatic strike because it's 3-1 now with 2 outs as Sassu is on second base. Carrar, though, really, really bearing down here after diving after that bunt, and now he's settling in. And that'll be strike 3. Oh, no, strike 2. Full count.
Yeah, it almost appeared like he was walking.
Yeah, it almost looked like he didn't want to be anywhere near that. Full count now here to Corey Fredette. Fouled off.
He's hanging in there.
Yeah, you really thought Ruffino there helping them out, and then makes that mental error. You don't want to get too far down. Now, I always tell my players, down in foul territory and back in fair territory, you're trying to block that ball from getting to the third baseman. And that'll be fouled off down the right field line. That looks like it's out of play.
Headed to the bullpen over there.
Yeah, and we see the Southington bullpen starting to see some action. Looks like number 16 is warming up down there. Or no, that's who's watching them. And we can get a number.
It's like number 17 there, Jim.
17? That's a full count here. 2 outs. Corey Fredette at the plate. And Sassu runs, and it's hit to left field.
There you go.
Sassu had a great jump. He'll come in, and he's up, and they score. And you got to think, if Ruffino was on, that's going to be 2 runs, but they only get 1 here. That's a great piece of hitting by Corey Fredette as he singles to left field.
It's a hit and run there, huh, Jim?
Yeah.
You know, big play. Make up for that guy that got threw out at third base.
And
Score your run.
Bristol will take a 2-0 lead, and you're right, Nick. You know, Southington making a great defensive play, but Bristol just using those bats. And that ball be low to Mac Goulet, who steps in. He's the third baseman.
You're putting a lot of pressure on that batter there. Fredette did a great job. You know, you got 2 outs. The man's running. You got to put the bat on the ball, and he does just that.
And Carrar, he tries to pick off. You got to think, if you're Corey Fredette, you do not want to get picked off twice in 1 inning.
Absolutely not, Jimmy.
And that'll be a strike on the outside corner. That'll even the count 1-1. So 2 outs here, and Bristol finds a way to get another run in. That's fouled up over our press box, and that'll be out of play.
See, Jim, that's why I parked in the farthest spot in the parking lot right there. Seen a couple of cars get hit already today. Make sure that's not going to be me.
I don't think the scoreboard's right. I think it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, and the umpire shows it 1 ball, 2 strikes. And they'll fix that, yep. Fredette on first. Carrar looking in, shakes off the first pitch. Now he's ready to throw. He throws a high fastball right by Goulet, and that's strike 3 to end the inning. Well, Bristol scores on 6 hits, no errors, and they're up 2-0 as Southington looks to even the score in the top of the 6th. We'll be back after these messages.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Look for ways to support their families and thank them for their sacrifices. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out how you can help. The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out more.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out how you can help.
As we recognize
And we're back here at Rotary Field as Josh Panarella steps in. The catcher who made that great throw down the third base line to save one run.
I was saying earlier in the game, Jim, watching him throw the ball from his knees to second base.
Yeah,
Base
no,
runner's got to be careful now.
very impressive with that arm strength. And the pitch. Hit to the shortstop, Plantamuro. He'll backhand it and throw on to first. Great scoop by Ryan Green, and he's thrown out there. Mark that 6-3.
That's a great play by the shortstop and the second baseman. Tomorrow threw the ball a little low. Nice pick by Green there at first base.
Yeah, Nick, what happened to the last batter for Southington, Kyle Leifer? I didn't
He
mark
popped
that.
out to the center fielder. At that high pop-up out there.
F8, yep. And Jake Romano, the shortstop, he'll step in, followed by Brandon Cole. They'll see if they could get it started with one out here for Southington. That's hit up the middle. Ruffino catches it. What a great catch by Ruffino. And, you know,
yeah.
you got to think head coach Jerry LaPenta, he can't be that mad at Ruffino after making that play and keeping it to 2 outs. So we'll mark that P4. And now Southington down to 1 out in the top of the 6th. That's a strike for Jaeger Duquette. It's 0-1. And you got to think here, Nick, only 4 more outs left for Southington. You got to get 2 runs. That's fouled off out of play, 0-2.
You know, down in the count.
There's 0-1.
You know, Southington doesn't take too many pitches.
No,
Got
they've
two
been
quick
very
outs.
aggressive. And Duquette steps off. Looks like he's upset with Sassu. Calls him over. They'll have a little conference as he covers his mouth with his glove. What do you think they're talking about out there?
You know, Jim, they could be talking about anything.
Anything,
really.
right?
We could be saying one thing, you know, and they're talking about car insurance for all we know.
Yep, that sounds like Riles. He goes, oh, they could be doing the Geico commercial.
Yeah.
Let's save a little more on our car insurance. He might be asking him what he's doing later on after. You got a pool at your house? Duquette, I'm trying to come over and jump in. Sassu steps out to the outside of the plate, and it's called time, and he moves our camera. Wow.
We're going to have to talk to Duquette after this game.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, buddy, we got a camera up on there.
And that it just totally blocks our view. So Duquette on the timeout throws the ball at the backstop, moves our GoPro camera, and now it's ball 1. And it evens the count 1-1 with 2 outs. Let's hope we get out of this so we can fix our viewers' view in this last couple innings. And Duquette will throw the ball outside, and it evens the count 2-2. Yeah, we apologize to our viewers as that was a called timeout ball thrown, and it's fouled over our head. Count stays 2-2. That moved our GoPro camera.
You know, a lot of coaches are telling their pitchers to throw the ball after the umpire calls time there.
Yeah. And that curveball drop in, that'll be a called strike 3. And we'll be on to the bottom of the 6th, where Ryan Green, Josh Nohilly, and Steven Warkowski will come up for Bristol. And we'll be back after these important messages.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community.
Yo, can you get it a little bit? It's got to go. No, you're good. You're good, Nick. Sorry about that technical difficulty. We cut out of that ad because we're fixing the GoPro camera after it was hit. And we'll go back to a quick commercial break, and we'll bring you to the bottom of the 6th.
The American Legion honors as we recognize the American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
Back. Well, we're back here at Rotary Field in our GoPro camera. Thanks to our technician and color commentator Nick Lemire for going up there and fixing the GoPro camera.
Do what I can, Jimmy. I do what I can. Let's see if we could get some more runs here.
Yeah, well, you know, if you're Southington, you're really trying to hold them off. Carrar here pitching a great game. And Ryan Green will step up to the plate for Bristol. You got to think if Bristol gets some guys on, this could be the end of it for Carrar.
Think so,
And that
Jim.
ball's fouled off down the left field side, and Jerry LaPenta, he'll grab that ball and try to toss it in. He throws a strike, almost a strike,
Close
scooped
enough.
up by the catcher.
Catcher's not going to tell his coach that was a bad throw.
Yeah, well, that's the Southington player telling the Bristol coach. The opposing coach. You would never want to disrespect
No.
the opposing coach. And Green sweeps at that one. Now it'll be 0-2. So Bristol leads 2-0 on 6 hits and 1 error. That ball's popped up down the right field line. That's going to be trouble. The right fielder, Ethan, he grabs it, number 19.
Yeah, he was actually able to get under that. Ball hung up there a little longer than I thought it would.
And Nohilly, the lefty, he'll step in with his stars and stripes socks. The push-up king. And that ball's outside in the dirt, 1-0.
Love seeing what these young men out there, they put on. You know, we got Panarella behind the plate with his bandana hanging out of the back of his mask.
Yep. A lot of swag out there.
And Nohilly with his American flag socks.
Yeah, in the last game, a couple of guys from West Hartford had American flag bats, wooden bats,
Really?
which was pretty cool to see. Anything to support that American Legion, that American flag, as this is a great program. And, you know, Bristol, one of the most prestigious programs throughout the state when it comes to American Legion baseball. And then our former state champs, Southington. So,
It is
know.
a great program, Jim. We both grew up playing American Legion.
yeah, that's how we met almost. Playing on the same team for Oxford Legion.
Yeah. It's a fun time getting out there.
Yeah, summertime, you love to go out and play ball and meet new people and
Yeah.
compete. And this will be 3-0 to Nohilly. Gotta think he's gonna get that automatic strike right here, and he does. It'll be 3-1. So as we said, Southington will have one more chance in the top of the 7th. And Bristol here trying to add some more as Nohilly swings and misses at that ball that's outside, and it'll full the count,
You know,
3-2.
Got to give it to Carr right there. You know, throwing that fastball outside, got him. Got 2 strike calls on that. One called strike, 1 swinging strike.
Yeah.
Same pitch.
Same pitch, and he strikes him out swinging. Nohilly goes down. And now there'll be 2 outs here.
This is where you want to be if you're Southington right now, you know.
Yeah.
First 2 men down.
And Workowski, he'll step up to the plate. The DH, he's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and an F9. That's a ball low. It'll be 1-0. And that's out to the right fielder. And he catches it. That's Ethan McDonough. And they'll retire the Bristol order, 1, 2, 3. And now Southington down to their last 3 outs. And that could be the end of it for Carr if they do not get any runs in the top of the 7th. So we'll be back after these messages.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Look for ways to support their families and thank them for their sacrifices. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can.
And we're back here in the top of the 7th with Southington looking to be eliminated and put into that challengers part of the tournament. And that ball's outside from Jaeger Duquette. It's 1-0. Anish Avancha is at the plate, number 13. He played first base all day. And let's see if the former state champs have enough in them. And he hits that ball to right field. That'll be a tough one for Corey Fredette. And he makes a diving play, but he drops it. And Anish will go into second to throw to second, and it's not in time. And Corey Fredette has been perfect all day, and I just saw that ball tailing, and I was like, that's going to be a tough one. He made it there, but it bounces off his glove, and Southington starts off the top of the 7th with a double.
Jim, that was, it bounced off the heel of the glove. I thought he was going to make the catch. Oh, man.
What an effort, though, too.
What an effort, What an effort.
We're going to see how they mark that one. I think they're going to give him the hit. They did. So that's marked that a double for Anisha, and they'll pinch run number 10.
Pinch running, number 10, Tyler Strong.
And Tyler Strong, he'll go out to second. Jerry LaPenta, he'll have a little conference here with his team.
That's huge play right there, Jimmy. For the Bristol team, who's up 2-0 here in the top of the 7th, Southington's last chance. You catch that ball, you got 1 out, no man on. Now you got man on second base, no outs. You got the last 2 guys in your lineup here. If they can manage to get on base,
Turn
you got
over.
the top of the order.
Yeah.
This game
I agree,
can
Nick.
go. This game could turn around 180 degrees.
Southington has been knocking at the door all day. They actually have more hits than Bristol right now with 7 hits.
Yep.
The only thing separating them is that 1 error and 2 runs. So we're going to have to see how aggressive they are. You know that Bristol's picked off at second before, so you don't want to get too big of a lead. That curveball's wide outside to the lefty, Connor Pantanode.
He's got a hit in today's game. See if he can get the runner over.
Pantanode's 2 for 2. And it's 2-0 now as Duquette falls behind in the count. And that's ball 3. And you gotta think here as Duquette starts to fall behind, you will be putting on the tying run. As we know it, the winning run is somewhere in that dugout. It could be the guy on deck. And that automatic strike, 3-1. So Bristol leads with 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, as Southington posts up 0 runs, 7 hits, no errors. And that ball's flown out to center field, or left field. Left fielder, come on, he'll make the play. That's Alec DiLoretto. Hasn't seen much action today, but he calls off the shortstop, and there's 1 out there. Jaeger Duquette fell behind but is able to get the out. And that's got to be relief for you.
Oh, God, if you're the pitcher, you're feeling a lot better than you were 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, and Ethan McDonough, whose name I've butchered all day, he's the right fielder. He's the 9th batter. He'll come up. He fielder's choice in Cade on the day. He's over 2. And Duquette, it's ripped to left field. Alec DiLoretto, it's over his head. That'll be a ground rule double.
What a hit.
And they're going to...
He almost tied the game up, Jim.
Wow.
Almost tied the game up with a home run. Ball bounces off the warning track out there. Wow.
And another double by the 9th batter for Southington. And it looks like that'll be it for Jaeger Duquette as Jerry, check that, LaPenta walks out to the mound, and we'll let you know who the new pitcher is after these important messages.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
Well, welcome back to Rotary Field. Noah Plantamuro will move from shortstop into pitch. Matt Goulet will move from third base to shortstop. And the DH, Stephen Warkowski, will enter the game at third base. We're going to update our scoreboard here for our viewers. It is now 2-1. Bristol leads in the top of the 7th as Southington has a man on second after a double, a fly ball to left field, and then another double over the left fielder's head. And Plantamuro gets ahead early. He's 0-2 with that curveball coming in. And you got to think, Nick, if he gets this out, the pressure's off.
Yeah,
well, not off, but
that would be a huge out.
And it's over the middle. That's going to get through.
It's going to be a play at the plate. No play at the plate. He stands up.
And the single scores the run for Southington. And the dugout clears for Southington. As you can look on the right side of our viewing screen, they're going crazy here as that's a base hit there for Sean Crean, the leadoff batter.
They are
An
pumped, Jim.
0-2 pitch hit up the middle, and now our game is tied 2-2 in the top of the 7th, 1 out.
3 doubles, Jim. 3 doubles, and that'll get you to tie the game.
Well, 2 doubles and
2
then
doubles.
a single.
I'm sorry.
And that curveball's in there from Plantamuro as Jeremy Mercer, the third baseman, steps in here with 1 out. And Southington really getting that wind, and now the tides have changed. And they're looking to get another run here. A big cut there from Mercer, and now it's 0-2.
You were saying earlier in the game, Jim, 2 runs might not cut it.
No.
Not for this Southington team.
And they now have 9 hits, 2 runs on no errors. And the game is tied up. And that's called on the outside corner. Great pitch from Plantamuro, and Mercer looks upset about that one as he has no say about that. And Mark that as a backwards
Kyle
K.
Leifert.
The 3 batter now, Kyle Leifert, the DH, who is 2 for 3 on the day, steps up to the plate with 2 outs. You got to think Sean Crean. I saw him play yesterday. He's running. I was going to say, you got to think he's going. And that ball's thrown into center field. Crean won't go, though. He'll hold up. But Crean had 3 stolen bases yesterday. I knew he was itching to go and get that second bag.
Now you got 2 outs. Runner on first. Your chances are so much better now getting that guy over to second base.
Yeah, with your 3 batter up, you want to give him a shot to get this winning run.
Especially
Plate.
he's 2 for 3 on the day. He's hit the ball into the outfield every time.
The pitch. Curveball inside for a strike, and the batter shakes his head. It's 1-1, I think. I think the scoreboard might be wrong. That first ball was in the dirt. And Crean trying to go again, thrown down the right field line. Oh, and it hits off Swarkowski's chest. And he'll have his second stolen base of the day for Crean. And now he's on third, Nick. He's only 90 feet away for the winning run.
That ball beat him to the bag, too. He
It
just
did.
could not make the catch and put down the tag. Oh, man.
Wow.
But they're putting the pressure on. They're making them make these throws. You got to see if these guys can make the play.
Yeah, now Kyle Leifert, all he's got to do is get a single here. To Ruffino. He bobbles it
And Southington takes it.
on an error. That's an E4. Wow. And Southington takes a lead on an error to the second baseman. That'll bring up Josh Panarella, the catcher.
Batting number 7, Josh Panarella.
You know, Jim, I remember those days. You got big play coming at you. You got to make the play to keep your team tied. And, you know, sometimes you just think too much. You know, it happens.
Yeah,
You just
and
got to
you know,
get back down to it, make the next play.
look up at that scoreboard, Nick. 1 run in the first for Bristol, 1 run in the 5th. No runs throughout the entire game, and now Southington putting 3 runs. That ball's ripped down the left field line. Foul for strike 1. And you're right, Nick. When you're that second baseman and this big moment comes, and like we said, Ruffino has been flawless over there, and you really start to feel bad for the player when,
Yeah.
you know, you make a mistake like that, and that's not a mental error. That's just a physical error. And it kind of did hop up, hit him in the
It
chest.
did. It looked
and
like
then,
it, yeah.
took a bad hop. But the run scores, and how about Crean, though? You got to give him the effort for stealing second, stealing third, and even putting him in that situation.
Oh, yeah.
And that ball's called for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Panarella, the catcher.
Definitely going to the bottom of the 7th now, Jim.
Yes, we are. And that ball will be outside. It's 2-2. As the third base coach sends some signs over there to first.
I don't know if I would steal, Jim. 2 outs. Your guys are making contact.
Nah, I think you're going to let him,
I think you're going to let him hit the ball.
yeah, as the batter calls for time. Full count, you might see him go. But as we thought, this game comes down to the wire as Southern takes a late lead, and the runner does go. That ball's hit deep to left field. That one might be out of here. And it is the first home run we've seen today or throughout this tournament as Josh Panarella hits it over the left field fence, and that's a shot, Nick. That's got to
Jim.
be at least 340.
Oh, I would say 335 down the line. He probably hit it 10 feet from the pole. Oh, I'm
And
saying
it
probably
just
closer
starts
to
to
350.
unravel here for Bristol as they had the lead the entire game. As Plantamuro comes in and he gives a great effort, but just not enough to get these Southington guys out, and now they lead.
Number 8, Jake Romano.
6-2. That's correct, right? 6-2.
I don't know. I got 4.
5.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the scoreboard was wrong.
Yeah.
Over there. So that's a 2-run home run. Yeah, because they were up 3-2.
Yeah.
And that's a 2-run home run by Josh Panarella. Jake Romano, the shortstop, he'll step up to the plate, and the count's 1-2. Wow, we're just shocked here right now in South Windsor as Southington puts up 5 with 2 outs.
Top of the 7th,
In the top
last
of the
inning.
7th.
Oh,
Yep. And that dribbler will go right to Green, and he'll suck that one up, and he'll tag the bag. And now Bristol will have 3 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
what an inning, Jim. Better late than never, right?
Yeah, and Southington really showing up, and you got to think, how much more fight does this Bristol team have? And we'll check it out in the bottom of the 7th, and we'll be back after these important messages.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
America, meet Greg Anderson, served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help.
So we have a pitching change here for Southington in the bottom of the 7th.
Pitching to Southington.
It'll be number 14, Jeremy Mercier, who was unbelievable over there at third base. And the DH, Kyle Leifert, he'll enter the game. So the book is closed on the pitcher, Jason Carr. And you got to give him hats out for fighting all day, being down 2-0, you know, not giving up. And then we see the first home run here in the Super Regionals at South Windsor at Rotary Field down the left field line. And that inning was started off by Anish Avancha, and he hit that double out to center field. Corey Fredette makes a great play, but can't come up with it.
Yep.
And then you see another double, a single, and then that error by the second baseman, which set them up for the 2-run home run. And now we're here. It's 5-2. Southington with the lead. And that first ball's outside. It looks like the umpire is telling the pitcher he cannot have anything on his wrist. So he takes the wristband off. And it's ball 1 as Alec DiLoretto comes up to the plate for Bristol. Now it's 1-1. Nick, what are you telling your batters now if you're Bristol, if you're the coach?
You know, I was always a guy that says, you know, you got to be aggressive. You know, a lot of coaches want to see him take a lot of pitches, and to an extent you could, but, I mean, you're down 3 runs now. The only way to score runs is to hit the ball.
Yep, and that ball will get past the catcher, even out 2-2. Yeah, you know, I like for batters to be aggressive, but you got to know you can't be aggressive on the bases. I think you could be aggressive at the plate, but you need to remember that tying run is somewhere in your dugout.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the guy up right now. You are not important. You need to get on and get over.
And you got to be patient up to bat as well, you know. You got to be
full
aggressive,
count
but
here.
not swinging foolish pitches, you know. This umpire seems to be calling the outside corner, so that's got to be something that these batters take into account.
Yeah.
Really protect that plate.
The batter will call time. Umpire gives it to him, and Mercier flips the ball to the pitcher.
At least it didn't hit the
jokingly.
GoPro this time.
Yeah. But Southington takes the lead with 5 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. Bristol with 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. And it's fouled off as DiLoretto does not give up on that. Foul tip to the backstop. Fighting away at a 3-2 count, no outs. Mercier on the mound, he's in the windup. And strikes him out swinging. And the 7 batter goes down. You got to think for Bristol with 2 outs left. 8-9 batters up. Do they have enough fight in them? Ruffino up now.
You know, Mercier did exactly what he needed to do there, you know. Fell
Yeah.
behind in the count a little bit. Comes back, throws a tough pitch for batter to hit.
That ball's inside. Well, the winner of today will have a couple days off. They won't have to play till Wednesday. The loser will have to play tomorrow against Waterford, who beat West Hartford today in unbelievable fashion in the
Also in the
bottom
bottom
of the 7th.
Yeah. You know, ground ball down the third base line, hits the bag, pops up about 30 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And that's how it all started.
You know, just a great day here for American Legion baseball. And just when you thought Southington was out, they take the lead. And Ruffino will get the 4-pitch walk.
All right, you got a base runner on now. You got your number 9 batter up, who's gotten a hit today and then 2 walks.
Yeah, that hit was that
Or 1
bunt.
walk, excuse me.
That bunt that that Carrar jumped for and he couldn't grab it. Sassu looks down at head coach Jerry LaPenta and just gives him the head nod, knowing that he knows what he has to do. And that ball's in there for a strike. Mercier getting ahead early, 0-1.
You know, Sassu gets on base too. He's got some speed. He can move around the bases.
Big cut now, 0-2.
Fortunately, there's a man in front of him, so he can only go as far as he lets him.
Yeah, with Ruffino getting on, though, now at least you get to see the top of the order.
Yep. Ruffino's got to be
Montemurro.
smart on the base pads this time.
Yep. Ball hit in the gap, and he's forced out between the third and shortstop. Jake Romano makes a great backhanded play, and he forces out the fielder's choice for Ruffino at second. And now Bristol down to 1 out as the leadoff batter, Noah Plantamuro, comes to bat.
Number 3, Noah Plantamiro.
Down to the last out. They've been battling all day.
Yeah, this is a little bittersweet for Southington, defending state champs. And that ball get hit to the third baseman, thrown over, and the tag by Anish, and the game is over. Plantamuro looks upset about it. And Southington coming back, scoring 5 runs in the top of the 7th. 5 runs, 10 hits on 1 error. And Bristol with 2 runs on 6
Great
hits,
game,
1
guys.
error.
Today's final.
And
Great play to end the game, though, huh? You know,
Yeah.
dive and catch, you get up, you throw the ball. Pulls the first baseman off the bag, but he's able to make
yeah,
it
and
back.
that was Kyle Leifer at third base, who was the DH. He wasn't in all day, and he makes the diving play, throws it across the diamond, and a great play by Anish coming off the bag. But, Nick, let's look back at that top of the 7th inning, you know. It starts off with Anish, who just made that great tag over there with a double.
Yeah.
Then a pop-up to the left fielder. Then a double over the left fielder's head. Then you got a single, a backwards K. So now you got 2 outs. And right then you're thinking, all right, it's tied up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then man on third, error to the second baseman. That run comes in. And now you have 2 outs, 1 on. And how about Josh Panarella just jacking that ball out
he
at left
did.
field?
I say that's easily
And-
350 feet down the line.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
was a shot with a wood bat. You don't see that every day.
No.
And now Southington is in the driver's seat, and they will have to be beaten twice by whoever comes out of the challengers side of the tournament.
Got an advantage there.
If you think about it, Nick, who do you think's the MVP for Southington?
You know, Jim, it's tough to say. You know, they all played well today. You know, that home run was huge. You know, right there to bring him up there, you get that lead. I think you have to give it to our catcher, and he stuck back there all game in this heat
Josh
with
Pinarella. And how about
you
the
know,
throw, getting
yeah,
Rubino out at
throwing
third?
him out at third base. I think we got to give it to him.
You got to give it to Josh Pinarella with a 2-run home run.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just a great day on a hot day behind the plate.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got to give hats out to this Bristol team, too, making it this far. They're a great team. And, you know, they had it. And then, you know, Southington just knocking at the door.
Yep.
And they get
The
it
bats
done with
came
5
alive.
runs. Yeah, the bats finally came
You're
alive.
aggressive up there, swinging the bat. Good things happen.
Yeah, and you already start to see as the grounds crew comes out. Well, Nick, this was a great day. Thank you for
Absolutely,
helping me out
Jim.
with the color. We're
Glad to
leaving
help
here at
out.
Rotary Field, and we'll be back tomorrow. Have a good night. The final score, Southington 5, Bristol 2. And that's 6 hits for Bristol on 1 error and 10 hits for Southington on 1 error. Have a good night.